Good morning. So yesterday we had a day out and Sidecar launched new seasonal donuts. I don't know if this is replacing like the typical pumpkin things. I doubt it. Maybe it's gonna be like coming next month because they normally do a couple different pumpkin flavored things. But they launched 4 new Italian themed donuts. One you can only get on Mondays, and obviously it wasn't a Monday yesterday, so I didn't get that. And it's very cream filled, which is, it looks really pretty. And I'm sure if you love cream filled things, you'll love it. I believe that they're called I don't want to butcher it. It starts with an M. Macedolas, something to that effect. But it's cream filled, like brioche-like donut. So we got 2 of the 3 outside of that because the raspberry thumbprint, which is a vegan donut, was already sold out for the day. Typically I go for just the regular donuts, but I did want to see if that one was good, but clearly it was popular because it was all gone for the whole day, because most of the time they bake throughout the day. So even if you want one of the donuts and it's not ready right in front of you, they're already baking the batch. So most of the time if you wait like 10 or so minutes, you can get a fresh batch of whatever donut you want. But I'm assuming it had something to do with the raspberry compote that they probably ran out of for that one. So that being said, we picked up 2 of them and I wanted to show you. I mean, obviously, can you get over this packaging? This is the kind of stuff in life that truly just gets me. Like, you just show me that you took time and effort and care into your packaging, and I will know this. So you just picked up a 6-pack. Obviously, there's 4 in here that are their traditional flavors. That's just what the inside of the box looks like. And then the 6 donuts. So we'll start, I guess it's gonna be reversed for you guys, but this side right here, this is gonna be the traditional celebration cake, which is, I think it's edged its way into my favorite. It has a really nice almond base flavor, and these are all cake donuts except for one. So the celebration cake, this is the new tiramisu donut. This one is the raised brioche donut, has tiramisu, like a mascarpone cream on top, and the lady fingers. This is the salted chocolate pistachio, which is also one of the seasonal ones. The cinnamon crumb cake, which is great, tastes just like a coffee cake, if you will, in a donut form. Another celebration. And then lastly over here, a raised maple bacon. So that is the only raised donut. They predominantly do cake. And let me tell you, if you're not traditionally a cake donut lover, which I normally am not, this Sidecar sold me on cake donuts. I don't get them anywhere else besides here, but they're so flavorful and they're not dry. They just have like the perfect texture. So without further ado, I want to try the 2 new seasonal ones with you. Obviously, we're just gonna have a little bit because there's so much sugar in here. Okay, so I'm gonna go for the chocolate salted pistachio first. I really like pistachios, but they taste roasted too. Okay, let's see. I like that it's not overly sweet. Has a good cakey texture. A little bit thicker than the rest of the donuts that are the cake. But let me try the frosting part. It's actually not bad. It's not overly sweet. The frosting, which is nice, and it has a crunch from the pistachios on top. Luckily, I don't get much of the hint of the salt because I'm not really a savory kind of person. I either like my salty things to be salty or my sweet things to be sweet. But this is nice. I'd say if you like chocolate, you'll probably like this one. And then now we have the tiramisu. Actually, I think it's a spiced tiramisu brioche donut. So as you can see, this just has a lot more of that, like, it's almost like a raised donut in texture, so it's thicker instead of that cake base, which is a little bit more of a dense option. And then it has that spiced mascarpone cream on top. There is a ladyfinger, but I mean, I don't think that's essential to this bite, so we'll see. That almost tastes like chai. That's kind of crazy. I'm assuming it's probably it almost tastes like the spice aspect of it is like pumpkin pie spice on top. Like it looks like the sprinkles on top of it is pumpkin pie. So it definitely has that fall flavor. Once again, not overly sweet. If you're not the biggest cream person, which I typically am not, this is actually a nice alternative because it's just on top. It's not filled in the middle of the donut. Here, I'll just blow out the rest of it so you can kind of see. So the whole donut itself is not filled. It's just a little bit there in the center as well as on top. So if you don't like that much cream, that's a good option because it's not completely filled versus the cannoli one that they only have on Mondays. That one's completely filled with like a cannoli cream. I think out of the two, I definitely like this one a lot better. It's more light and airy and the flavors go well together. But I'd say if you happen to be in the area, I would definitely pick this one up while they're still there before they switch out, because all the flavors, or I should say these two flavors, are seasonal. They normally drop like 4 seasonal flavors every couple months-ish. So I'm gonna go ahead and, I don't know if I can eat a whole one. Maybe I'll just have like half of this. I'm gonna go sit down and read for a little bit, and I'll check back in with you. Good morning. It honestly has actually been a couple days. Burnout is a real thing. We could potentially have a TED Talk about that later. But I just took a couple extra days off of work. And I just needed a kumbaya myself. I was getting actually really stressed. Feeling better now. I still have one full day off, which is absolutely glorious. Even though it's hot outside, which is still once again unacceptable for October. Absolutely unacceptable. But I just want to check back in because on one of the days that I've taken off, I went out and went to my favorite coffee place, and seasonally they bring back their pumpkin scones. They get it from like a local bakery out there, but the best pumpkin scones you'll ever have in your life, or like that I've ever had in my show, I should say. I don't know, maybe there's other good ones that I've just never tried yet, but I was so excited because we got there a little later. I think we got there like 11:30-ish, which in the coffee world is kind of late to the game. I was looking at the pastry case, which looked real empty, and I was like, oh no, that's so sad. And then lo and behold, you ready? They had 3 of the pumpkin scones left, even though that case was almost damn near empty. I think it was fate that I was meant to go there, and they were meant to be there. And I picked up all 3, and I've just been, you know, trying not to eat one every day, so I have something to look forward to. But, girl, I'm so excited about that. And I actually was craving a hot coffee today, so we just made brown sugar, cinnamon, espresso today. And now I'm gonna do my usual. Actually, let me show you these flowers real fast. They're freaking stunning. Just looking at them right now. They're so pretty. My counter's a little bit messy, so disregard that. But do you see how beautiful those are? Like, are you kidding me? They're so beautiful. There's like these really pretty, delicate, like muted pink roses, some white hydrangeas, baby's breath. I don't know exactly what the leafy greens are. They look in the family of like eucalyptus, but the most stunning bouquet. And they had it at Ralph's, which is wild. Mind you, if you ever want to go and grab spices, the best assortment of spices I've ever seen in a grocery store is actually Ralph's. I can't speak for every location, but the one that's like closer-ish to me, I finally found my white pepper. So now for my Asian cooking, I can fill the void that has been white pepper that I know I've mentioned on multiple occasions that I've been without. But I finally found it there, and they're having a sale. So I made it even more worth it because white pepper is kind of expensive. I guess maybe because it's so niche. I don't know. But just want to check in, show you the awesomeness that is that scone because it's so freaking good. And I'm feeling a lot more refreshed. And this is the kind of energy I want to put into the videos. And I'm going to do my normal routine in the morning. I really don't know exactly what the day has in store, but I'm just I'm just feeling better right now. And I wanted to share that good news with you. Okay, I should see you in a little bit. So, I have just enough energy and I need to make some ginger shots because the seasonal flu thingy definitely is going around and I don't have time to get sick. Who does? Nobody, not me. So I'm gonna make that and then I shall show you the ingredients right now. Mind you, I don't measure anything and this is purely just me coming up with like an assortment of flavors. So I use ginger, I bought 2 packs from Trader Joe's. So it's about, I don't even know, maybe like half a pound of ginger, I don't know. The juice of 2 lemons, I have cayenne pepper in here. My little juicer thing helps me measure the lemon juice. Not that I really need to measure it. Measuring cup that I will strain everything from the cheesecloth into. I prefer to do it this way. I mean, I'm pretty sure I have a traditional juicer, I just don't use it. I'm kind of old school, so I'll put this. Once it comes out of the blender, it goes into that cheesecloth in here, and I strain it and squeeze it. The juices are in here. And I just cleaned all the little bottles. Obviously, you can see this is my favorite ginger shot brand, which I've mentioned before. And I just keep all the bottles because they're glass. So I just have all those cleaned and drying. These ones, the only difference is it has, what is this again? Oh, it has spirulina in there, so it kind of makes it like a pretty blue color, but it also has ginger and lemon juice in this one. So if you ever don't find the traditional ginger shot, this one's almost identical. It just doesn't have that peppery flavor. And then I use fresh pressed organic apple juice. I do the not from concentrate, so you can see there's that bit, or I don't know if you can truly see it from here. There we go. If you can see that bottom layer that needs to get stirred, that's how you know, for the most part, it's a little bit more of a fresh pressed juice. You get a better flavor, more of the actual vitamins and minerals are still in here. I got this one from Sprouts. Just everything, I'll pretty much cut these into bite-sized pieces and strain all the juice into here. Put a couple dashes of that, I don't know, maybe a cup at most of this, and throw that all into the blender. Pulverize, cheesecloth, strain into the bottles. So let's go ahead and get started. And then this is what it'll look like after I've been blending it for a bit. So you can see there's still some like chunks, but it's more like on a chunky mince texture, if you will. At this point, I'll kind of just taste test to see if I need to add a little bit more of the apple juice in there, or if it needs a little bit more like of a kick to it. See what I'm missing from here, and then add and blend a little bit longer so these pieces get smaller. So it makes it easier when I strain everything. Alrighty, so blended a little bit more, so it's a little bit smaller, but you can see there's still chunks. So what I did is over the mixing bowl, I just put the cheesecloth to where the bottom here is not touching the bottom, so there's room for liquids to go down. So that way it does not overflow. I'm gonna kind of like slow and steady, honestly. Obviously, because there's chunks in here, it's gonna kind of, the weight of it is gonna go down by itself. But once I get it all down there, just start squeezing it, so that way we can get the juice out. And now we'll just start pouring them into the containers. It made just about 2 cups today's recipe, so yeah, between cup and a half, cup and 3/4 maybe. But as you can tell by the color, it's just super concentrated. I don't dilute it down too much, and I think also just leaving the skin on of the ginger also makes a difference as well. So let's go ahead and pour. Theoretically, I should get a funnel. I just have not done that yet. But I'd say each batch gets me like right around 6-ish. Oh no, it's spilling. So that's not too shabby. It looks like I can actually fill a 7th one. So I have enough for a full week of ginger shots. And I didn't do too bad. I spilled some, but like not a mass amount. So I think that's a win. But still, I should probably just invest in one of those little funnels so I don't waste any of the goodness. Wow, there's even some left over. Maybe I'll have just enough. Actually, this looks like a tiny bit. So maybe I'll just have that right now. We're gonna taste test from the container because there's not enough for a full one, so it doesn't really make sense. So we'll just have the last little bit. Ramia. Well, if that doesn't clean your insides, I think I put a little bit extra cayenne. Just watch the pepper or whatever you use in that. You can use black pepper. Oh my gosh, it's like burning the back of my throat. Okay, we're good. Milk tea to the rescue. But ideally, as these settle in the fridge, you're gonna get this white bit at the bottom. I don't know exactly what that's called, but the good stuff is in there. So I probably should have stirred it a little bit more before I drank that, but it's like the highly potent part of these ginger shots. So before you have them, just make sure you give them a good shake, and then that residue is at the bottom. And I think we're definitely gonna be good for the next week. And that is how I make my ginger shots. As you can see, there's no direct recipe or measurements. Otherwise, I would put that down below. But the ingredients are pretty simple. Ginger, pepper of your choice. I choose cayenne or black pepper, depending what I have. Fresh pressed apple juice. As many lemons as you'd like. And you can kind of just customize it from there. There's a ton of different kinds of shots you can make. After seeing the one with spirulina, I kind of want to try that another time. But I know it won't look nearly as pretty. Because when I make my ginger shots, as you can see, they're pretty concentrated. And they do have more of that yellow hue. So if I put spirulina in here, it would turn green. And then it wouldn't be nearly as cool. But I think I'm going to change my sheets. Put some fresh ones on. Wash the ones that are currently on there. While we still have some daylight. Get the things done. From my editing hole. I feel so tired now. But while I was doing that, working on it, I went ahead and roasted up some sweet potatoes. So they don't look beautiful, obviously, but I'm sure they'll taste wonderfully. I kind of just poked some holes to vent them. I guess in hindsight, I could have put some like olive oil and like salt and pepper on the outside as they were roasting, but I didn't even think about that until this very moment. But I guess I could do that when I go to eat each one. But it's just like a quick, higher protein, good for you snack. I know there's other things that sweet potatoes have in them, which is just escaping me right now. Beta carotene? Don't know. Don't know at all. But I was trying to multitask, so we have some healthier snack items for the week. And then I unloaded my sheets in the dryer, folded those, put those away, and I just finished editing another video that'll go up later this week. I just gotta work on the thumbnail tomorrow. So the only thing I have left to do tonight, because I started a new book here, I'll grab it and I'll show you. So the only thing I have left to do tonight is just journal before I go to bed. But I started the Leaders Eat Last book. So far I actually really enjoy it. It's so interesting to me, the writing style, obviously for every author is different, but just the way that the words are laid out on the page, there's a lot more information per page on this book than the How to Listen with Intention, which I did finally finish. I finished that last night before I went to bed actually, and it was kind of insane. Mind you, I really enjoyed that book, but the last 10 pages really just was mind-blowing for me. So I'm really glad to have finished another book and to be on to a new one, but I read that earlier, so I won't be reading it before bed because I am getting a little sleepy, so I'm debating if I'll have enough like mental energy to watch an episode of Rings of Power, because I think I might be on episode 4 or 3. It might be 3. I'm trying to like just drag it on as long as possible, because I think there's only 6 episodes in this season. I could be wrong, but I think so. And I'm just trying to savor every minute. And I think a lot of times I do a lot right before bed on my days off, and then normally I just get tired because I'm doing so much right before bed, which is great because I sleep really well, thankfully. But I think I have just said that sentence 3 times within the last 60 seconds. I just want to make sure that I can actually pay attention and fully be present and enjoy the movie. And the amount of yawning I'm doing right now is actually insane. So I don't know if I can get through a full episode, because you really just need to like zone in and pay attention to that. And I don't want to watch an episode just to say that I watched it if I'm not like fully like just locked in. So I might just for sure journal. I need to put the sweet potatoes in the fridge. I don't think there's anything extra I need to do. But without me rambling, I think I'm going to sign off here. So thank you so much for watching. Hopefully this video is entertaining to some level or some degree. But I am sending you so much love from all the way over here to wherever you are at. Don't forget to subscribe so we can just be on this journey of life together. Your girl needs a nap. She needs to go to sleep. She's not making any sense. Alright, I'll be seeing you so much for my next video.